What's up, everybody? It's the Hardy Construction. Find the Hardy Construction. That's one.com, YouTube.com/Hardy Construction, as well as Facebook.com/the Hardy Construction with your host Comp and
the Geyser King.
Holy jeez! And today we're reviewing
it's The Walking Dead season 6 finale, and also just like the second half of season 6 that we didn't review already. The Queefing Dead,
which should be episodes "The Same Boat, Twice as Far, East," and "Last Day on Earth."
Oh wow!
Let's just say these sack of shit AMC chicken shit bastards are afraid of offending anybody. Oh my gosh!
Do you think that's what it is?
Geez.
I think they just wanted to drag it.
Listen. You can see when they fake killed Glenn, you know, when he fell off that dumpster into the zombie horde, and then he had to record a fucking PSA saying I'm glad to be part of this again, guys, because people were so offended by his fake death on the show.
Right.
And then in episode 15 East, you know,
it's like it's a show about.
Hold on.
Okay.
In episode 15 in East, you remember how Daryl and Michonne are captured, and that hot chick, oh Jesus, what's her name? Hot Spanish girl, Rosita.
Yeah.
And you know how shocking, I was actually like, oh wow, when that asshole Dwight shoots Daryl, and he just shoots him.
Yeah.
And it cuts to black, and I was like, damn, that's good. And then you know what they do? They do it in the cheap fuck chicken shit way that AMC does it. It cuts to black, right? And he goes, "You're gonna be okay." What? Right. What did they need that for? What was the point of that other than so people those
trying to comfort the viewers?
Yeah, all the people that sucked Daryl's cock so hard. I like Daryl as a character, but you know the people that went shit over Glenn.
Yeah,
they'd be 15 times more offended that
What's
Daryl
so
gets
strange
killed,
about it, though, is that it's a show about it's a horror. It's people die. It's the apocalypse,
right? But not the super characters. But
sure,
I was so pissed off.
They shouldn't be offended by it. I mean, anyone could die at any moment. That's what's great about it.
I was so pissed off by that fucking bullshit that they pulled when they fake killed Daryl, and then they were like, he'll be okay. Like, you can tell they, like, before... It almost feels like they released that episode to AMC, and the AMC says, okay, you gotta add this line, just to make sure nobody goes berserk.
Right.
Because how great would it have been if Daryl got fake killed? Or I bet you people would probably have been... There's two ways to look at it. They would have been upset that they thought Daryl got killed in the episode, or they would have been upset that, they're faking us out again like they did with Glenn. You know what I mean? Like, two ways like that and shit.
Or what would have been better is if they didn't show him at all from that point forward, or in this episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then they would have done it would have been redoing the whole Glenn thing where they fake kill a person and bring him back. But it was just so cheap how they added that voiceover at the end. It almost didn't sound like the actor playing Dwight. It sounded like he was at lunch and they put a microphone in his face.
Is that guy in the comic? Dwight or whatever?
Dwight? Yeah, he is. He's pretty prominent.
Okay.
And so I'm going to talk about the comic a little bit now. Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, because we're out of my depth, so please don't.
But I don't know what they're going to do with this fucking show. Okay, so let's go over episode The Same Boat. Carol and Maggie are captured by Paula, Michelle, Molly, and Donnie, who observe Primo taken... You know, I don't give a shit. That's when the girls are kidnapped. It doesn't seem a lot happen.
A lot happened. I actually, every single thing... I liked every episode, but except what you're saying, with the end with Daryl, and also the end with this. The newest episode. I like
the episode with Maggie and Carol.
Yeah, it was a little slow as hell at points, but I liked it.
It wasn't as slow as this. It wasn't as slow as the season finale. I thought this shit was. They could have cut for an hour and a half. I guess they do it because of the ratings, but this shit did not need to be.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's commercials. A lot of it's commercials, but realistically, the whole show is an hour, maybe.
It was Rick and company driving down streets that they had to turn around and go back and forth, and I was like, "That's it." It was like the whole episode.
They did the Harry Potter Book 7 sort of thing, where it's like constantly being pursued.
And then Morgan chasing down Carol. I was almost convinced that I thought Carol was gonna get the bat over the head because you know how they kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, and they did a nice reversal with they put Morgan in a place where he couldn't do it. I thought they might have made Morgan like hit the guy in the head with something to knock him out, like he usually does, or
right.
to like.
No, I was glad he killed him
because Morgan.
He's not a pussy anymore.
Morgan has successfully bamboozled Carol to not want to kill people, even though she still does. But she feels now super guilty about
bamboo stick gold. All right.
So now she walks around with this rosary, and it's just like, is she really religious? I thought she was bullshitting in the episode. With,
well, she was. She was kind of bullshitting, but she was kind of serious too.
Because then she does all this hyperventilating, and I was like, why is Carol crazy now? Like, she was crazy in the comic, but why is she crazy now? Because now it doesn't seem like that's bullshit where she's hyperventilating, because she does hyperventilate now, and I don't know whether that's to throw people off or she's really Looney Tunes.
No, I think at first it was kind of like she was just going with it to trick them. But
okay, that's what I thought too.
She really does feel well.
She really does
I like that they kind of left it like you can't tell if she's serious or not because it's.
I like how they also made her into a Japanese cartoon character who has a gun turret in her fucking sleeve of her shirt. Like she's like, who's that? The guy from Final Fantasy VII? I forgot the black character with the gun turret for a hand. Jeez Louise, I was like, what is this, fucking, like a video game now? Anyway, so there is that episode where the two women are kidnapped by Alicia Witt and a couple of other assholes, and I actually liked that episode a lot because it was just Carol and Maggie.
I think it was my mom who said the main lady, the one that's like being such an asshole to Carol the whole time as she's hostage.
The redhead?
Yeah. My mom used to work for her dad. She was telling me.
Alicia Witt?
I guess, yeah. The main actress with the red hair, the one that like is being such an asshole. Apparently, my mom used to work for her dad. Like my mom's like almost positive of this.
Alicia Witt was in an underrated slasher film from the early 2000s called. What the hell was it called? It was called. It was actually a good one. It was like.
Is she from New? Is she from New York? Because my mom claims that her dad was like this really crazy guy that was like involved with crime and shit, and that she worked.
You know, I don't know. I don't want to get us legally in trouble.
Oh yeah.
But she was in a slasher film. I forgot. It was about. It had to do with. Oh my God, what is it? All I know is that you know how when they run out of ideas for costumes for killers,
yeah,
like in the 2000s, they had the Scream mask, which was fine because it was like a Scream Halloween mask, and then like I Know What You Did Last Summer had a guy in a fucking fisherman suit,
right?
And then the one that she was in, I think it was called or Urban Legends or whatever it was called. The fucking killer was in a parka. Like they just gave up on like costumes for the killers and shit. Anyway,
like a rain parka type of thing.
Yeah, like with the furry head. I'm like, is that a killer's outfit? It's just a person in a parka. Like what the fuck is that?
That's pretty funny.
It's like they really gave up. It was like they'll save money. And also that movie starred it starred this like hot there was a chick that used to do Noxzema commercials, and I can't think of the name of the actress, but she truly was a killer because in the movie she was a killer, but she ran over a 9-year-old boy on the street and killed him, and then she got in trouble for that.
Oh,
anyway,
also
this episode.
She's Alia in Dune. Whatever. Go on.
Is she?
Yeah.
They treated that movie and that book series really well on film, right?
Oh yeah, wonderfully. I mean, you know what? Separate from the books, it's a cool movie, but when you know what the books are, it's infuriating. And I like David Lynch.
Was Beetlejuice more of a better adaptation of Dune?
Yeah, Beetlejuice was a little closer in storyline.
Because it had the sandworms in it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that episode I actually enjoyed a lot. It had to deal with Carol and Maggie. I really don't really care about Maggie that much. I don't know what it is. I mean,
really? I love Maggie.
She's all right. I mean, I'm like, it's the same with my feeling about her relationship with
I care
Glenn.
more about Maggie than I care about Carol, but I like Carol a lot too.
Yeah, I like Carol too. It was so weird. I was watching, like, remember how we always say how the women look different in real life as opposed to Walking Dead? How they look like dog shit on Walking Dead? Yeah. And of course, the men do too. I look like dog shit, so I can say this. But then, like, they had the actress who plays Carol, and she was on The Talking Dead, that show with Chris Hardwick.
Right.
Hardwick. And they put on a little makeup on her and teased her hair, and she looked fucking hot. Like, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, huh? Because it's weird because Carol looks like an alternate cute version of Ellen DeGeneres, But then when she actually has a lot of makeup on, she's like incredibly pretty. Like it's just like disturbing. And then
I remember the first time I ever saw her was in the movie The Mist.
Carol, yeah, she still had that short hair, right? And then it's so weird because Carol, like, she's in older movies where she has long hair, and it just doesn't look right. She looks pretty with long hair, but you're like, well, what's going on? Because she has a pretty face, but in the show, she's playing such a depressed, you know, like a female version of Daryl. You don't really sexualize her that much. And then remember, like, Carol was hooking up with that random guy, and then all the people were pissed off that Daryl wasn't boning her in the ass. Like, and Daryl's like
friends.
Fucking
They're
nobody.
platonic.
And I know it's weird because I bet you she wanted his schlongo, but Daryl just wasn't into her. He wanted to fuck Beth. Beth was like a 17-year-old girl, and Daryl's like a pedophile. But people,
he wanted her even more after she died.
He was a necromantic pedophile.
This is a great world to be a necrophiliac in.
That's true, but I think people like that. You know, a dead person won't move. A necrophile likes to have complete control, as opposed to
he doesn't want any. They don't want any struggles, right? Okay.
This is a perfect world for homeboy. What's his name? The Milwaukee cannibal. What the fuck was his name?
Milwaukee cannibal.
Jeffrey
Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh yeah, he wanted a sex slave. Yeah,
was he from Milwaukee? I completely forgot.
I think he's from Baltimore. Am I completely wrong about this? Hold on.
I have no. We're totally wrong.
You keep talking. You keep talking.
Jeffrey Dahmer would have been walking around.
No, he's from Wisconsin.
Whoops! Sorry, people. Anyway, some serial killer aficionados are really offended by that. But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer would have been running.
We appreciate his
work,
but we don't know every detail about the man. Okay.
If you really look at the photographs that were taken in his house.
Oh no! He is Milwaukee. Oh wait.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
What?
Wait, Milwaukee is Wisconsin. I'm so stupid right now. Milwaukee's Wisconsin. Okay, there we go. We are so stupid. Oh my god.
Jeffrey Dahmer did, where like I can imagine if you just walked into Jeffrey. Remember the two cops that came in?
Yeah, and they let the guy. They brought the guy back to him. What a terrible.
The actual cops that caught him. And like they took crime scene photos, and there was just this guy whose chest was open in the bathtub. I was like, it's not funny what happened to those people, but you can imagine the cops, like
their reaction.
Like one cop opened up the door, and the other cop that was entering the building looked through the door and saw a human head, and he just shit his pants. Could you imagine? Yeah. I would have been like, shit, man, I wish I was just writing parking tickets.
I would run away. I would run away. Or I'd think I was in like a nightmare. You wouldn't even
arrest them?
I guess, oh yeah, that's true. I guess I'd arrest them, but I would run after that.
Oh, but anyway, very funny stuff. But yeah, it was a good standoff between. It was like a very woman-centric episode with, of course, a man being a hard antagonist in that episode, which is fine. He was a piece of shit anyway. They killed him. I don't even know how they killed him. He just died of
what's her face beat him up. The Alicia Witt.
Alicia Twit. But yeah, what did he die of? He got stabbed or something from earlier, or he got shot and he got shot in the leg or something, and he was just dying, and then he just died and came back. But it was cool. They ate Alicia Witt's face, and that was it. All right, so episode The Same Boat.
That was a good cheek bite, I have to say.
That was good. Twice as far. Abraham and Eugene go on patrol to find a facility. This is an episode where they were trying to pump up Eugene's character because he's like, I'm finally doing something right. You know, he's doing something on his own. Abraham leaves after
I think he's dead after his goodbye speech. That's what me and my roommate were saying.
Yeah, I think that's way too obvious. I mean, it is set up for him to teach, because in the comic book he teaches them how to make bullets. And
but he gives the recipe to Rick. So I mean,
yeah, I know, and I think that's just a red herring. I can't be too sure about it. Plus, him dying would be way too fucking cheap, unless AMC chicken shit it out.
I like him.
Oh, let's not. I like Eugene. Yeah. He's funny. He's like the only character that's like outwardly funny because there's no humor on the show really. But the funniness is in his obviously mental incapacity. Like he's
got something wrong with him.
Some sort of weird. So it's like people laughing like, oh look, he's different. Ah! They just laugh.
I like him and Abraham together too.
Yeah, Abraham I could still give two shits about. Anyway,
I like Abraham. What are you, crazy?
Daryl Rosita, and Denise. Oh, this was the big episode with Denise. It was so weird with the Denise. The actor who plays Denise, let me just talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
When she first came on the show, I was like, the girl who plays Denise, did she win this role, like, on a contest or something? Just the way she acted? I was like, is she a real actor or something?
Right.
Then I realized, when I was watching the show, and I really watched it, I was like, she might be probably the most realistic character in the show.
Oh, me. Yeah, no, she's like a super dorky real person.
She's probably easily the best actor that's, besides the Morgan actor. Like, okay, here's the difference. The Morgan actor is good because you can see that guy, like, play somebody in a Shakespeare play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the character who plays Denise is like a real flesh and blood sort of like, oh fuck, I don't want to be here type of character in the show.
Yeah.
And it's just that every other character is so like hyper realized that you look at Denise and you're like, what? It doesn't make any sense that she's in this world because everybody's so cartoonish.
Well, the only reason she's in the world is because she never had to deal with any of it because she was protected.
Right, and she's from other shows. She's from another show called Nurse Jackie or some other show.
That's the one with the Sopranos wife.
Edie Falco. Yeah, right. And she's in that show, and I remember her winning an Emmy. I didn't even recognize it was the same actor.
Totally different character, probably.
Yeah, totally. Well, maybe, I don't know. But I remember seeing the Emmy Awards when she won, and she gave the most awkward, bizarre speech, just like the character Denise. She was just like, thanks. No, I'm not kidding. Like, you got to look for it online. But she goes, thanks, everybody. Got to go. And then she just left off the stage.
She's probably so socially awkward.
But I liked her. Once she acted, I was like, wow, she's good. And then I realized, I was like, they haven't killed, what's his face yet, Abraham. But lo and behold, because it was a whole episode about Denise, Rosita, and Daryl they were just looking for shit. And
they were looking for medicine
at the end,
at a medicine supply store or something, I guess.
And she was also still looking for that soda for her girlfriend. Like she's been asking people to look for her since like earlier.
Oh, episodes. Where is Tara? We didn't see her in the past 3 episodes.
She went off with someone else to do something. In real life, she's probably giving birth, but in the show, she was
is she pregnant?
Away doing something else. Yeah, remember we talked about
you
this
did
the
say
last
that.
time.
You did say that. Okay.
Where they like covered her with like weird shit, but she obviously looks like she gained weight. And they also even did a long shot where she was standing there. I was like, aren't you trying to hide that she's pregnant? Because you see her and she looks like obviously.
You'd think they could just CG out the bump or something. I don't know.
You would think, but with those fantastic fire and flame effects that they have in the show, they would do that. But anyway, Denise ends up suffering the fate that Abraham did in the comic book because he's the one that got the arrow through the eyeball while he was talking. And they basically, it was scene for scene the same shot. But Abraham survives, and they make that cocksucker Dwight, they bite his groin. Just like, I forgot.
I love that. That was great.
Dwight is I forgot how insufferable Dwight is.
I hate him.
Is
it something with the name? Because Dwight in The Office is really annoying, too.
Yeah, I don't like Dwight. I thought you liked him.
No, I love him, but as a person, if I had to actually work with that guy, oh my god, I would go nuts.
Here's the thing. Dwight in the comic is... Alright, I don't know how I... Do not spoil this stuff.
Yeah, don't even get into it. Don't even get into it. Just leave it.
But it's like a general thing. Dwight is still around in the comic book.
Okay.
And he's switched sides, okay?
Okay.
I don't know how that can be. Do you know?
Well, they're not gonna necessarily do it. I mean, Daryl's not even in the comic. They're not gonna do it. That's it.
That's true.
They don't have to do every single thing.
I feel like, how there's people complain. Well, apparently George R.R. Martin, like, they completely with this new season of Game of Thrones. Completely deviated from the book.
See, I love like fan fiction. Not to get into a whole thing. I'll keep it brief, but I've read the books now twice through. And I've seen the show.
Good Lord.
And I love the books. And, I was introduced by the show. I love the show. But then after reading the books, it's like I'm aware of, like, everything now. And it, like, drives me nuts. And there's no reason to do half the stuff they do. Like, it just bothers me. So I don't even know if I want to watch the latest season.
Obviously, the guys who run the show are better writers than George R.R. Martin, right? Is that the case? Or?
No. Shut up. George R.R. Martin is just a slow-ass writer, which I understand. He's really talented, but, like, he needs to fucking hurry up. Like, hurry up already.
Yes, but Denise getting killed, I think I would have felt the same way if they killed Abraham. They're really trying to pump Abraham up by making him...
I actually was kind of relieved when they killed her because she was getting a little annoying.
Yeah, his relationship with Sasha, another character that doesn't exist in the comics. She's an version of...
Yeah, I guess Tyrese didn't have a sister in the comics.
She's a version of Tyrese's daughter, but they never brought Tyrese's daughter into the show. They just made him a sister.
Didn't Tyrese's daughter kill herself with some other guy or something?
They try, and then Tyrese killed the boyfriend, I believe.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. Dwight is a real piece of work on the show.
I hate him,
and he looks way more worse in the comic book. Like his face is completely almost half of his face looks like Toxic Avenger and shit, and his eyeball is completely exposed.
Yeah.
And he always has to put droplets on it. But in the show, he's a real piece of shit. He was sort of okay in his regular form before, when he stole Daryl's motorcycle. Now he's just a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I assume we'll figure out why that is.
He's like a weaselly kind of jerk. Yeah, don't tell me, because I don't. We're past where I am. The second that
Read the stinking comic book already.
I'm going to, but the second that they reveal whoever happened in that last shot is where I left off, and that's it.
Yeah, anyway, so East is the following episode where while Alexandria is locked down against a savior threat, Carol flees and is caught by a savior patrol. Man, Carol's getting caught a lot. So this is basically the episode where Carol is Ronin.
Yeah, they kind of dragged out the Carol Morgan shit. And then they had a scene with Abraham, his goodbye scene where he's in the thing, and they held the shot on him for I swear 30 seconds. It's it wasn't.
Did Morgan see her leave or something, or am I going crazy?
No, she snuck out while he was killing the hanged man, and then he found her again, from the shots or whatever. And then the guy who lost his horse came up. We don't even know who they are. They're probably from the Hilltop tribe or something
Yeah, well, basically that episode was the shot of Morgan for the longest time. I was like, what's going on? Is he gonna what the hell? Anyway, so Daryl and Rosita and Michonne are taken in by the Saviors. So this leads to the season finale of season 6, the second half. And Glenn, right. This episode, what did you feel about it initially?
Are we talking about the finale right now?
Yes, sir.
I liked everything up until, it was a little slow at points, but the ending, oh my god. But I won't go right there yet, but, they'd spent a little too much time with Carol and Morgan. I get it, Carol is having a breakdown, blah, blah, blah. But, they probably could have cut that in half. And then they were talking, they had this shot on friggin' Eugene and shit for so long, and it's yeah, they were teasing us, but they definitely could have cut out 10, 15 minutes of this episode. And then that ending, I fucking love Negan, he's awesome, and I think that actor's great and perfect for him, from what I know.
Watch the pronunciation, but go ahead.
Oh, am I saying it right? Is it Negan? I don't know. Shut up. Oh, shut up.
We're gonna get letters. This is trouble. Dan has a real problem letting his real feelings show. But Negan is yes, played by before. Anyway, the whole episode is basically Rick and company in their tractor. What is that? A trailer?
RV.
Driving around trying to get because Maggie is, I believe, having
miscarriage,
birthing pains. She's what?
She's having a miscarriage.
She's having a miscarriage, and didn't they have a doctor that works
in the Hilltop? That's where they're trying to get to the whole time.
Oh, okay, there you go. I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, they're trying to get him to him, but the Saviors are crowding every entrance to where they need to get to.
They should have just shot him the first time around.
Yeah, I know. What happened to that RPG that Daryl had? Fucking idiots. And I did like the third time that they run into the Saviors, and it was just 20 guys that looked like the Warriors standing on top of each other. That was pretty neat. Yeah. Was that a Hilltop guy? I guess I assume that they bashed his teeth.
Yeah, that was one of the Hilltop guys, I believe. I mean, there's a few different tribes, so we don't know exactly, but.
And anyway, it was okay episode, but I'm obviously I'm only waiting for the last 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, I want to see when Negan comes out.
Yeah, they really fucked with us.
Obviously the other half of the story is Carol and Morgan dealing with their bullshit, and that guy who survived Carol's shootout and he's torturing her, and he's sort of feeling like, oh shit, I can't really torture this woman. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And you know what I mean? He's like, there's no way I can screw her over.
Yeah.
And that's when Morgan throws everything that he believes in right in the trash can to save her life. And he shoots the shit out of her.
He
shoots the shit out of the guy. I'm sorry. Morgan shoots the guy and then feels bad about it, and then he goes to help Carol. And I think if somebody wants to be left alone, that's fine. But I don't know if Morgan is starting to feel like guilty for changing her mind or what's going. I don't think he feels guilty for changing her mind. I think he just
he's gonna save her.
You know. And Gabriel the priest, good to see him now. He's like the priest Terminator.
Yeah, I like that now he's like got his shit together now, and he does in the comics too. I remember, like, he kind of turns around.
Yeah, and anyway, so that leads us to the fanatics. I mean, there's really nothing else we can talk about besides them.
I think Negan was awesome. I mean, I don't really know much about him. Or Negan, I'm sorry. I gotta
say, physicality-wise, or physically,
he's supposed to be a little bigger,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan could be a little bit bigger, because he looked a little skinny with that jacket on. I was like, what's going on here? Because the Negan in the comic, it looks like Superman, basically.
Yeah.
And he has, like, you know, and I got to be honest, this is superficial, but I was like, I wanted him to be without that shave, you know, with that scraggly beard and shit. I like that he was, you know.
Yeah.
But maybe he might have looked way too boyish like the governor, because the governor actually had a beard, but then he didn't have a beard on the show. So maybe they're switching it for Negan or something. But Negan is supposed to be like a clean cut 50s biker looking guy.
I think he kind of comes off that way. I mean, I think I know the actor. He's from I always forget the name of it, but the one with the Jewish book with the demon. And he's also he's also the comedian in Watchmen and
right.
But what's the one with the Jewish book? Possession, yeah.
The Possession.
Yeah.
And but I think he was really interesting as Negan. I have a particular in my head what Negan acts like in the comic book. Obviously, it's a lot more cursing in the comic book. He says fucking shit and cunt every other word, and they obviously had to change it. But it wasn't. I mean, it didn't really affect how he did in the show. Like, I think he did really well, and he's not.
He's fun.
Douche. Yeah, he's fun. He's not douchey like the governor is. Like.
Yeah, the governor's like a slime ball. Like, he's more like a enjoyable villain, this guy.
Yeah, but you mean television-wise or comic book-wise? Because in the television, they try to add depth to the
little
governor.
I know from him from the comic, I know he's supposed to be like very fun and evil kind of thing.
But yeah, the governor was like way more cartoonish in the comic. In the show, they try to give him more depth, so he was very much so different than he was in the comic. And Negan, I think that they're actually getting right by making a primary villain out of this one. And people who make The Walking Dead, they're like, oh, he's the best villain that'll ever be on TV. And I'm like, okay, sure, buddy, let's see how that goes. Because, I mean, let's not go crazy. I just assume what they did with the governor in the show, they're going to do it for the whole of next season. And thing is, with Negan, I can't talk about the comic, but I like what they're doing with him so far, and he is a fun sort of bad guy right now, and I enjoy it. And he's obviously, people that know of Negan in the comic, they know how important he is to the comic, and they actually like him, even though he does in one of the main characters from the comic book.
That's where I left off.
And so in here, we're all waiting, and it's a pretty intense scene. They actually kind of, it's not shot. It is basically shot for shot. The last sequence where he has his bat Lucille, which is a baseball bat covered in barbed wire.
Yeah,
and he's very intimidating, and he takes the screen really well. He takes to the screen really well, and I actually enjoyed.
I had
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance.
Tight stomach problems like the whole time.
I did too. I was feeling like oh shit, because then when he's doing the eeny meeny miny mo game.
Yeah.
And it was so funny when he talks about Lucille. The first the first image is of Glenn, and then it cuts to the other actors, and I was like, is Glenn gonna get knocked in the head like he did in the comic book? Spoiler. I gotta think maybe it is Glenn that gets, but somebody had a theory.
I don't think it is.
Somebody says it can't be Glenn because the person who get I fucking hate that it went to POV.
Yeah,
like it was fucking Hardcore Henry or something. Like all of a sudden, let's go. I knew it was going to be POV because I saw somebody had actually leaked that video of a POV shot of it.
Oh, really? I mean? Really? Okay.
So I knew that was going to happen, but I thought it would cut to the actual guy getting hit over the head, whoever gets killed.
Right, but who would be the POV?
Cut it off. it's almost like it's like AMC. It's like they're not in trouble of not getting ratings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, why do they have to not show who gets hit over the head? Like, oh, nobody. If they kill this guy, they won't come back next season.
Yeah, it is strange because it's like we saw Carl swipe off the top of a zombie's head. So show the fucking thing. What are you doing? It's not like we haven't seen that because
violence. They want to leave people on a cliffhanger so they can show it. Like, people are not going to come back next season no matter who they kill. I mean, come on, man. It's such bullshit. Just fucking show it, and that'll be a really powerful season finale instead of having to wait 6 or 7 months to see somebody get killed in the next season, which we can probably see from the fucking trailers when they don't show up as a character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's so stupid. Just fucking show the guy.
And I know what they're gonna do when they come back. They're gonna like not show that scene. They're gonna go to like Carol and Morgan or something for like a half an hour.
It's gonna be 6 months earlier, and then it's gonna show Morgan eating a sandwich for 6 months of the series.
It's gonna show like Morgan like sticking his tongue in Carol's wounds or something.
I bet you that's going to be the first episode of the next season. It's going to be Morgan and Carol. I bet
He's training her to do the stick moves and stuff.
They're going to show the guy who dies in season 7, part B of the fucking series. Good lord. Just show the fucking person get their head bashed. And it would have probably been an amazing cinematic experience, but AMC has to be cheap fucks. They're gonna be like, oh, we want people to be.
Well, people are such wusses. If they killed anybody, everybody would be like, I'm not watching it. You killed Daryl.
I'm not watching it. It's bullshit
like,
because
it's a fucking
the ratings
it's an
of
apocalyptic show about zombies. People die,
and the ratings of the show continue to grow and grow. So the reason that they gotta pull cheap shit like this is just so annoying. It's just like, okay, they put it on a POV and he's hitting him over the head, and I was like, okay, show who it is. No, it goes right to black, and I was like, you cocksucker fucks. I really was pissed off. Because, like, everybody knows main character is gonna die this season. They knew it. Everybody knew coming in, and then they didn't show it. For what? What reason? Other than to be cheap fucks and not show it. I was so upset by that because it was so cheap. I mean, I actually liked the episode. I thought Negan was great. That's the only thing of this episode. Well, I mean, other than them driving around bullshitting in that car, right. That was the worst part. And then, I have to. It is the end of the season, so I got to talk shit about Carl's acting. Him and his fucking girlfriend Enid and their bullshit acting. He's a bad actor.
You always say that. He's fine.
No, he's no. Whatever. Okay, very good. If Danny says it's fine, I say he's terrible. But I don't know. I mean, I like the episode. I thought it was good. It was a good season. They drag a lot of shit out. I guess they got to fill 13 episodes. How many? 16 episodes a season.
16 episodes. Yeah.
And I think they're pretty much doing well. There's a lot of people that have given up on the show and just think it's shit anyway, which is fine. I can understand.
I think this season was the best season there was. I really do. I don't care. So far, I don't care if people think I'm stupid for that. That's fine.
I think they did really well, and I think basically the next season is just going to be all-out war. I hope it doesn't take forever to get to that because it was a span of like 20 issues, I believe, in the comic books where it was called All-Out War, basically where Rick and the Hilltop people, like Rick, his people, and I guess the Alexandrians and the Hilltop people join forces to fight Negan. And it's just like, it was like full 20 issues of people just fighting and destroying each other and like trying to one-up each other. And it was really good. So I hope they don't just do that for the first half of them dealing with the loss and then they start the war and then season 8 is the war because just enough of that shit.
Well, they're definitely going to have at least one episode of dealing with the loss, I'm sure,
Oh, I'm sure. But anyway, whatever. I liked it. I thought it was a total bullshit chicken shit move to have that finale where it was a fucking POV. It really upset me. No, Danny, pissed me off that they did that because it was such. It upset me too. It was so fucking cheap what they did, and it was so dumb. And then I bet you, I'm sure they know who's dead because they had a dummy of the person. In the leaked image, it was like really you couldn't really tell who got hit over the head. Mm-hmm. But it's like so like I don't know who the fuck they killed, and maybe they might change their minds. You know what I mean? And be like, okay, you're dead now instead because they'll be afraid of offending Daryl fans or Glenn fans or Maggie fans. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they'll see who's most upset on Reddit or something and base it on that.
I think Glenn got hit over the head, but who knows? Who do you think got hit over the head?
I think it was probably Daryl. But
it's a good choice. He does have a new show where he hangs around on motorcycles, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Because that's very important to see that actor riding around motorcycles.
Yeah.
Very good. Amazing. Great shows on AMC. They got rid of all
what?
Reality TV shows, because AMC used to have a lot of reality shows on it.
I'm glad they got rid of it. It's
all
horrible.
of them. Yeah, it's probably the worst garbage. And they actually, Cops is an awesome show, and so is the first 48.
Well, that's not a reality show, Cops. I mean, that existed a long time ago.
Oh, I thought you said that's not a reality show. Because they didn't shoot enough minorities in the show. That's why. I'm not sure. But,
Cops is, that's classic TV right there.
Yeah, it is. But they got rid of all the reality shows because they had fucking Breaking Bad, and they have all those shows like The Walking Dead and Mad Men. They didn't really need now they have like prestige television, AMC. But now I'm sure they have money to have Norman Reedus have his own show, which is very telling if a person has their own show. But he can do both shows. I mean, it's him on a motorcycle. That's just if that is the void that he has to fill because Daryl will be a dead character, then we'll see. But if you're voting for Daryl, I guess I'm saying Glenn. But I mean, yours is.
I don't
just
think
as
they're
good
gonna
as
do
mine.
Glenn. I don't think they're gonna have the balls to do it. But I think that Maggie might die from her miscarriage. But they already did that. They already did that with Lori, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. So what do you think of these last 4 episodes? What rating would you give? Well, these last 4 episodes, I would give a 7. A 7 out of 10. But then,
it's hard because it gets dragged down a lot by the wussy move.
Yeah.
So, but without that wussy move...
I'll give it a 6 to 7 for the last 4 episodes.
Okay.
This finale was okay, but that fucking ending was real chicken shit bullshit. 6 out of 7. 6 out of 7. Hitting a bat over the head of a cameraman. That's who they killed. Maybe that's who they really killed. They killed
the cameraman.
Okay. You see him falling down, and then the whole rest.
They
of the
break the whole fourth wall after that. Like they just keep looking at the camera and talking to us.
It cuts to like the people at AMC, the executives going, "Holy shit!" And, they got to arrest the whole crew and everything.
Rodney Dangerfield's zombie comes by. He's like, "I got no respect."
What? Anyway, for the whole season, I would give the season 7 to 8. 7. I'll give it a 7 this season. It was
full
very
season,
good.
not just the half season, but the full season.
Yes, I'll give season 6 a 7, which is high praise for me. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Convincing a woman that murder is wrong and then killing a guy who's trying to kill her.
Okay. So
your last 4 episodes, what do you thought?
Last 4 episodes, minus the pussy ending and the Daryl ending part, I would give them like an 8.5 out of 10. But 8.5 out of 10, pretending you're having a panic attack, but maybe you really are, and then you watch some lady get her cheek bit. For the
very good. And the whole season?
The whole season, I'm gonna give. I would give it like a 9 or something. It's really good. This was
very good.
I don't know, a 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. Just knowing that somewhere in this new world, Jeffrey Dahmer or a man like him is just wandering around like fucking all of these zombies.
He would have loved it.
He would have gone crazy. He would have knocked out their teeth and just had a ball.
Yeah, what a chicken shit, bullshit fucking ending for the season finale. So with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Delete me.
The horror deconstruction.